Good morning to all. Today we will discuss about the most important topic about the pleural disease. Before pleural disease, we will discuss about the what is normal pleura, what is the layer, what is the function of the pleura. So, introduction of pleura, what is pleural fluid and absorption or formation rate, and disease are pneumothorax, pleural effusion and empyema. The pleura and lungs lies on the either side of the mediastinum within the chest cavity, overlying of the lung. Each lung covered by two type of pleura, two layer of pleura, parietal pleura and visceral pleura. Parietal pleura lie in the thoracic cavity, outer part of the thoracic cage, including the thoracic cage, mediastinum and diaphragm. Within the pleura are blood vessels like capillaries and lymphatic lacunae are present over the intercostal space, not over the ribs. Contain sensitive nerve ending. It means pain sensation comes from the trauma to the parietal pleura. Now visceral pleura line entire surface of the lung. It means all lobes, all segment and covered by the visceral pleura. There are no sensitive nerve ending. It means visceral pleura have no pain sensation. It means if patient have parenchymal disease, then pain sensation not come from the parenchymal disease like pneumonia or lung mass or other thing. Distinction between the thick and thin visceral pleura is important physiologically because human beings have thick pleura and other mammals have thin pleura because depend on the thickness of the visceral pleura, the absorption of the fluid depend on the thickness of the visceral pleura. Blood supply dependent on the thickness of the visceral pleura. Thick visceral pleura systemic circulation, that from the systemic circulation, and thin pleura have pulmonary circulation. It means thick pleura have higher tension blood circulation and thin pleura have lower pressure blood circulation. These are the intercostal capillaries and lymphatic vessels. These are the stoma from where the blood absorbed from the blood or fluid absorbed from the pleural space. And this is the visceral pleura overlying of the lung parenchyma. If thin visceral pleura, then fluid absorbed from these pulmonary capillaries. If thick, then absorbed from the stoma. Now, connective tissue layer of visceral pleura function are elastic recoil of the lung. It means after the full expansion, visceral pleura goes in elastic recoil normal position, then lung remain in the functional residual capacity and restrict the lung volume to which the lung can be inflated. Both visceral and parietal pleura are lined with a single layer of flat mesothelial type cells. Now, what is pleural cuff? Both layers continuous with one another by means of cuff of pleura. These cuffs surround the structure entering and leaving the lung. It means lung hilum. Pleural cuff hang down as a loose fold called pulmonary ligament at the hilum. Now, nerve supply of the parietal and visceral pleura. Parietal pleura sensitive to pain, temperature, touch and pressure. Costal pleura is segmentally supplied by the intercostal nerve. It means brachial plexus C5, C6, C7, C8 and T1 form brachial plexus which give costal pleura nerve supply by intercostal nerve. Mediastinal pleura is supplied by the phrenic nerve C3 to C5, and there are three parts of the parietal pleura: costal overlying the rib cage, mediastinal pleura and diaphragmatic pleura is supplied over the domes by the phrenic nerve, around the periphery by the intercostal nerve. Now, visceral pleura covering the lung is sensitive to only stretch. It means stretch receptor is present in the visceral pleura. It is insensitive to common sensation like pain and touch. It receives autonomic nerve supply from the pulmonary plexus. Now, what is pleural cavity? A potential space between the two pleural layers, it is called as pleural cavity. Parietal and visceral pleural layer are separated from one another by a slit-like space called pleural cavity. These lined by microvilli. Density of microvilli are 300 per micron square are present diffusely over the pleural line, more over lower zone and over visceral pleura. Fluid permits the two layers to move on each other because these pleural layer work as a decrease the pressure between both layer. Now, what is normal lung pressure? Intrapleural pressure. It means negative pressure is created in the pleural space as thoracic cage enlarge and lungs recoil. Negative pressure may be lost if fluid or air collect between the two layers. It means if there occur pneumothorax or pleural effusion. As chest expand on inspiration, intrapulmonary pressure become more negative. Normal pressure are minus 4 to minus 8 centimeter of mercury. If patient inhale deeply, then negative pressure goes up to minus 10 or minus 12. Pleural fluid formation rate are 0.01 to 0.02 ml per kilogram per hour. It means in normal adult there are formation rate is 14 to 28 ml per day. Pleural cavity contains thin film of fluid called as pleural fluid. Because this pleural fluid layer decrease the friction between the two layers. So during respiration, inspiration and expiration, both layers easily move on each another. Absorption by the lymphatics present in the parietal pleura by stoma rate up to 28 times more. If formation rate is 14 to 28, then up to 28 times pleura can absorb the fluid. Forms a thin layer approximately 20 micron thick layer. pH of the pleural fluid is alkaline because of the high carbonate ions. Protein content, because blood pH is 7.35 to 7.45 and average is 7.40. So as compared to blood, pleural fluid pH is more alkaline. Protein content less than 2%, fewer than 1700 WBC count, LDH less than 50% of the plasma, glucose content similar to plasma. So during the evaluation of the pleural fluid, we include the LDH. If LDH more than 2/3, it means more than 70% of the plasma level will be abnormal. Glucose content lower than plasma or more than plasma have important to diagnose or suspect the some pleural disease. And counts more or less or different pattern of the counts also important. And protein pleural fluid also important to differentiate between the two type of pleural effusion, like grossly transudative and exudative effusion. And even pH also of pleural fluid is important. Now, pleural fluid formation by the pleural capillaries, interstitial space, lung parenchyma, peritoneal cavity, it means below the diaphragm, and thoracic duct. It means major lymphatic vessels in the thorax known as thoracic duct and other blood vessels. So fluid in the pleural cavity came from 4 different type. It means it may come from pleural capillaries, interstitial space and peritoneal cavity, and sometimes due to trauma or road type side accident, thoracic duct or even malignancy can cause thoracic duct rupture in the pleural cavity. Now pathogenesis. Fluid accumulate in the pleural space by the increased drainage of fluid in the space. It means there is formation of the fluid in pleural cavity rate is higher than the absorption rate. It means increased drainage of the fluid into the space or decreased drainage from the space. Either increase or decrease the absorption rate. Now these are the pathophysiology, like increased pulmonary capillary pressure, increased in cardiac disease like congestive heart failure patient, in left heart failure. Increased capillary permeability, it means inflammation of the capillaries like in pneumonia. Decrease intrapleural pressure by the lower the more in the pressure in the pleural space like trapped lung. It means if there is foreign body or endobronchial mass occur in the lung, then it causes passive collapse of the lung. That causes increase the intrapleural pressure higher, more than 10. Then more pressure suck the fluid in the pleural cavity more. And decrease plasma oncotic pressure like hypoalbuminemia patient, marasmus patient. Now diaphragmatic defect due to hepatic hydrothorax. Now thoracic duct rupture in causes chylothorax, chyle filled in the pleural space, or blood vessels rupture due to any trauma or iatrogenic trauma to the blood vessels cause hemothorax. It means blood collect in the pleural cavity. Now, or other cause decreased fluid absorption. If rate of absorption lower than the rate of formation of the fluid, then more fluid accumulate in the pleural cavity, like obstruction of the absorption part of the pleural cavity, like lymphatic. It causes obstruction of lymphatics or increased systemic pressure. So there are different type of pleural disease like pleural effusion. It means accumulation of any amount of abnormal fluid in the pleural cavity, either left, right or bilateral. Or if infected fluid accumulate in the pleural cavity, known as empyema. Air in the pleural cavity known as pneumothorax. Hydropneumothorax, it means hydro means fluid, pneumo means air. Fluid and air accumulate in the pleural space known as hydropneumothorax, and pleural masses like mesothelioma. Now this is the one chest X-ray of a patient. What is the abnormality seen in this X-ray? If we seen clearly, then there is a dark jet, black jet area, and this is the collapsed part of the lung. It means air in chest radiology, air seems like a dark side. Or if there is pathology like lung mass or effusion, then seems like a whitish pathology. Then this is the air. Then this is called as pneumothorax, air in the pleural space. Which side? Right side of the chest. And in this is also, there is also a pathology, white out of black out of the lung. There is no vascular marking in this chest X-ray, so this is the pneumothorax. This is the another chest X-ray of a critical ill patient. There is diffuse air-filled density like black out in the skin or other thing. It means this is the air in the subcutaneous tissue. It means pneumomediastinum. This is the line around the heart, or this is the air in the subcutaneous tissue known as subcutaneous emphysema due to trauma. Now, what is pneumothorax? Accumulation of extrapulmonary air within the pleural space, commonly from the leakage of air from within the lung. There are two types of pneumothorax: closed pneumothorax or open pneumothorax. Open pneumothorax means due to rupture in the integrity of the chest wall or parietal pleura. If any type of trauma causing the chest wall injury, then cause open pneumothorax. It means pleural cavity connect to the environmental air. It is open pneumothorax. And closed, it means air entry from inside of the lung parenchyma, known as closed pneumothorax. Now, pneumothorax is air in the pleural space, that is air between the lung and the chest wall. Now, what is spontaneous pneumothorax, which occur without antecedent trauma to the chest or to patient, or primary spontaneous pneumothorax, or this is secondary spontaneous. If patient have any underlying lung disease like COPD or ILD or other thing, then this is called as secondary spontaneous pneumothorax. Secondary means patient have underlying lung disease. Spontaneous means without the trauma to the patient. Now, traumatic pneumothorax, which occurs from direct or indirect trauma to the chest. A subcategory of traumatic pneumothorax is iatrogenic. Iatrogenic means during the procedure by a clinician or due to and like central line incision or lung biopsy can causing air leak in the chest. There are different etiology like closed pneumothorax, pulmonary disease, foreign body, respiratory distress syndrome, respiratory infection, bronchial asthma, cystic fibrosis, chemical pneumonitis, diffuse lung disease, tumors, iatrogenic, mechanical ventilation, it means high pressure, central venous catheterization. Open occur by invasive pleural and pulmonary procedure and chest trauma. And spontaneous idiopathic, ruptured subpleural blebs and familial. And we will discuss in next class about the pathophysiology and pathogenesis of the pleural effusion or pleural pneumothorax. Thank you.